Friends, oh friends, welcome to the Team Ferry Show, the super panel. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, the panel verse, for sharing my stream. We have a couple of guests coming in the next few minutes. So once again, I appreciate y'all being here. The rebranding keeps moving. We already started to do shorts and pre-recorded videos on other channels, on the white channel and on the red channel, but we're good to go. Okay, we have a couple of friends, known faces on the panel right now, but before we present them, I just want to say tomorrow we have the breaking ground. Okay, first show, pilot show, where people from Wakanda and Valhalla join together to talk about racial issues. We're not going to try to be responsible, try not to be messy, and try to make sure uh things get they are under control. Okay, team captain from Team Wakanda going to be Mr. Fantastic. Team captain from Team Valhalla is going to be Mr. Flow State. We're going to make sure that we have a great first show, and then we go from there. Afterwards, okay? Saturday, HQ, mic drop with HQ. The question, the topic is: should woman accept man cheating? Okay, it's the only open panel that we have on the network for now. So if you want to pull up, bring your camera, bring your microphone, and let's make sure we have fun. Other than that, I think we're good to go. Let me introduce my guest today, coming back after the debate. Miss Kelly, she is in the building. Thank you very much for being here, Kelly.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. I'm going to drop Kelly link right now in the chat. So please go ahead and follow them. I'm going to repeat multiple times. All these content creators links are on the description too. Then they are tagged. So please make sure you make the untouchables look good, and make sure you support the people that support us. Okay, the house is going to be fuller in a second, so I'm going to remind the people that were here. Damn, where? Let me see if I can. Oh, I will find it because I saw it in a couple of seconds. Uh, Untouchable finest, untouchable founder, actually, Mr. Ilkan Ali with his glitchy camera. He is in the boo.
The untouchable empire, baby.
Thank you very much for being here, Ali.
My cam really, my cam glitching.
No, you're good now. I criticized it and decided to act right.
It do be glitching though, man.
Damn, that's crazy. Thank you very much for being here, Ali. We're not going to drop Ilkan Ali link on the chat. It doesn't deserve it, but it's been in the title. The one and only, fan favorite, Teddy Red. She changed her name for whatever reason, as also known, former artist, also known as RedLipstickVibes. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for being here, Red. I hope you're doing good. Next, we have a debut on our show. We fought a lot on Sarah the Reggie Tomato, but once again, recovery time is important, and she actually came around. We're going to have her tomorrow on tomorrow's show too. So, round of applause for Ghost. Thank you very much for being here. And finally, we have tag team Mr. He said and Miss She said, also very known on these untouchable lands. Appreciate you, tribe. Thank you very much for being here. There's more people joining the panel, so if you see them pull up, you know exactly that they are supposed to be here. Hello to everybody on Kelly, Mr. and Miss She Said and He Said, and Red Lipstick Vibes. We are going to stream on multiple platforms for 1 hour and a half, something like that, and then everybody's going to join here. So thank you very much. I appreciate you, and I guess it's time to start the show. If I could take this out of my face, because Jesus Christ, it always shows up in the What's up, Thomas? How you doing? And by the way, shout out to Robert Platinum. Shout out to Frank White. It's their birthday, or it was their birthday. So happy birthday to them, fellas. I hope Paul went well. You had a great time, and you had a lot of fun. Okay, the goals today, as usual, 15 members and $100 for the hamburger.
I would like to buy the burger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
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 The burger.
And especially remember, if you're going to send 10, make sure you make 20 next time.
Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
Thank you very much in advance. So let's go to this one. First one. Personal trainers. Damn. They got me logged out of the account. Okay, we good now. You can be seeing my password. There we go.
That I have a problem with personal trainers.
Why? You don't like them?
No, I had a personal trainer a couple times in my life, and it doesn't matter what they look like. They can be not attractive at all. But I find myself just getting a bit like, it's something about just being told.
Oh, she's freaky.
Spit it out. What are you trying to say? Just like being told what to do with your body.
Okay.
Like, I guess. And like maybe it's that they have to intervene.
Like bend over. Do
one more. I mean, I will admit though that I have a problem.
Okay, so friends, question number one, so y'all don't be confused about why I play this video, right? 2025, is it easier for a woman to submit to other people, like a personal trainer or a boss or a mentor, than it is to submitting to their husband? Well, let me start with Mr. Ilkan Ali, because he usually like he gets the last spot on the first round, but I'm going to start with him.
Yes. We're still trying to figure out why that's happening, but it seems like our women value more of what their pastor believes, what their sergeant believes, what their professor wants them to do, what their boss wants them to do, more so than their husband. And it feels like it's because of the control aspect. It's when a woman is doing what she's doing for the professor and her boss, she's benefiting from it. And just like this woman who's saying she likes being told what to do by her trainer, it's going to benefit her body. But for some strange reason, when modern women, no disrespect to the sisters who love doing things for their man, when the modern woman does something that benefits her man, it seems like she's being controlled the wrong way, and it's domestic slavery to her. So we still don't understand it. Why can you perform for all these people and you value these people, but when it's time to perform for your man, it becomes problematic?
Kelly?
Yeah, I know why. It's because of the programming. Women are in society in general, we are programmed all the time to have this feminist point of view, challenge your man, oh, it's okay to listen to the pastor, it's okay to listen to this person. But when it comes to, and I'm just going to always go to God, when it comes to the natural order of things where, women are, supposed to submit to their husband, we've been conditioned, the society has been conditioned to go against that, to go against everything that we're really supposed to be doing. So that's the answer. I mean, yeah, it's programming.
Ghosty?
So it obviously depends on the relationship.
Let me bring your microphone a little bit up.
I can raise the gain. Is that better?
You're good.
Okay.
Let me bring Kim to the show. Thank you very much, Kim, for being here. I appreciate you. Please look at the road. you're driving. If you're not driving, you can look it up. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Ghosty, please. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, it obviously depends on the relationship, but from my personal experience, most women I know are willing to submit to their boyfriends and especially husbands if, as long as they're being respected, they have mutual respect and love for each other. I just see personal relationships different from professional and business relationships. So at work, you have to act a certain way. There's a standard of how you act. You're getting paid for that work. Whereas home, if there's mutual respect, I find most women are willing to submit to their husbands and stuff. But it's all about respect.
So let me go to Red. I don't know if Red is there.
My camera did something. I gotta drop down.
Don't worry about it. We give you a second. Tribe, did you guys got the question?
Yep, we did.
Yeah.
Ladies first, of course.
Oh,
yes,
that was
I agree with Kelly.
Oh my God, I want a relationship like that.
Well as Ali, I agree with both y'all. Yes, they will listen to anyone other than their man. Yeah, in general, in my opinion.
For me, it's a little bit deeper. I think it's kind of like a consecutive order of control. It sounds like you kind of get control of their mind first, and then their bodies. I think they're much more susceptible to submission when it's physical, sexual. I mention it to the wife all the time. Like, do women give this pushback when you telling them spin around, like turn around, let me hit that from there? They'd be like, yes, okay, yes. But when it's time to make decisions for the family, it's like, why we got to do this? Why we got to turn left? Why we got to park there? You wasn't pushing back like in the bed. And I think that's where it starts, fellas. If you don't get control of their bodies, they're not gonna have the confidence in letting you control the family, control the finances, control the children. You can't even make me come. So, it's a little bit deeper for me, but I absolutely agree. They submit to everybody except their husbands, but maybe, their husband ain't putting down that magic stick.
Damn. Shout out to my boy Tio for the $30 cash app for the hamburger fund. I appreciate you, Tio. Thank you very much.
Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
I appreciate it. Red and Kim, I'm actually going to ask you different questions. Is Mr. E said right? Your sexual prowess a lot of times is going to determine if you are willing to listen to the man that is with you or not. Do you think there's any validity in that? Go ahead, Red. You shy?
I'm going to say no. I don't agree.
Damn. No, I can't.
I love you, brother, but still, because
whoa,
you have a lot of
disagree with them. That's crazy.
Because you have a lot of women that are with their husbands or men or whatever, and they quote unquote amazing sex or whatever, but they still rather be more submissive to the job, the outside person than the husband. I agree with Kelly. It's more about conditioning. It's more about what they've been made to think how it's supposed to be, and it's selfishness. If that man is not doing exactly what she wants him to do, behave the way he wants him to behave, do everything that she wants him to do, she's not going to be submissive. So that's what I gotta say.
Kim?
I agree with her also. I think it has to do with your conditioning. So if you grew up watching your, mother, grandmother be submissive, it's very natural. Outside of the sex and whatnot, if you were told and taught that that's how you're supposed to behave, that's how you're going to behave. So for example, just to give an example, my parents have been married 42 years. So I have a current close picture of what it looks like, submission. So like the modern day. I get, I'm not gonna just, go against women. I understand some of their pushback, but I saw what submission looks like, and healthy submission, not just my mother to my father, but both of them to each other, if that makes sense. So it's very easy.
But there's the thing. I will disagree with everybody just for the sake of disagreeing with everybody. Let me actually explain why. I agree with Mr. E said, but that's temporary. Like we used to say that there's no better pussy than you pussy. I believe women do exactly the same. They're just not courageous enough to tell us. So even if the guy is doing everything right in bed, after the 73rd backflip, is just the black flip is just not backflipping anymore. You probably get somebody that is shorter, uglier, has less inches, doesn't know what he's doing, and just because he's new, but the woman going to feel some butterflies in her belly that she didn't feel before. So in my opinion, I think that's good to correct it in like temporary, like in very specific times of the relationship. It can be used as the first deterrent to have the woman in check. The second thing, I always wonder, like, because we watch like the world, and once again, happy birthday, Frank White. I appreciate you, brother. If you can drop your cash app in the chat, I would appreciate it. Happy birthday, brother. I always wonder if it's media that mimics reality or reality that mimics media. Do you know when you see The Simpsons and Homer is dumb as fuck, and then you see Family Guy and the Peter is dumb as fuck, and like every single series, like you see like 7 of those, right? Dragon Ball Z, Goku is the dummy, and Chi-Chi is the one that is strong and is a good. Like it kind of looks like it's like a death by 1,000 cuts. You can feel it per se, but the position where the woman kind of has a shit together and the guy is just a bumbling idiot and the woman has to keep correcting him to go along. When we get to the end of the day, I think those images get subconsciously in our brain. So the woman is not being corrected. Like we don't see the woman being corrected, or you don't see in media the woman rebelling against her boss. You don't. That's not something that media pushes. That's not something that we actually are accustomed. I, to be honest, feel repulsed every time I see in media either a man hit a woman, a man scream to a woman. Even the UFC fights, when women are fighting women and it gets too violent, there's something in my psyche that maybe do the like what's going on here? Like it's like a sense of we are not used to seeing, like just like 2 men kissing. If you're not used to see that shit, you might be most pro LGBT, but if you're not used to see it, it's going to give you a visceral reaction because you are not used to see that in media enough to actually just see, this is a man kissing. It is what it is. So when it comes to these relationships, I truly think there's like there's 2 factors. First of all, of course, feminism. I truly want women to vote. I want women to be presidents. I want women to do whatever they are competent to do. But there's no like one of the things that feminism actually put on women's mind is that if you are submissive to your man, you are weak. If you are a stay-at-home mom, you are weak. If you don't have a credit card, you are weak. If you have an allowance, you are weak. And the thing is, and I've been repeating this shit over and over again, there's a lot of power in weakness. I wasn't afraid of the biggest guy on my school when I was a kid. I was afraid of the girl that had 7 brothers. So if I fuck with her, 7 brothers will come after me and fuck me up. That's the person that you don't want to mess. Is the person that is weak enough, but has enough power on her weakness to actually get the group and go after you. The day that woman get comfortable submitting to a man, I think they get bored. And that shit is scary as fuck. And that's why I think they find it fun actually being told what to do by the personal trainer. They find it sexy, like this woman was saying. is because it's exciting. I like a man that puts you in my place. I can put you on a place for 20 years. That's not going to be novelty after the third year. That's just me. So I truly want to understand, and I want to understand, like Ali said, what stops a woman from looking for these on other men? Like, what stops a woman from, oh, I already got my fix from my husband. There's nothing another man can say that can get me wet or get me excited. Go ahead, Ali and Kim. And I think Mr. said wanted to say something.
So I'm trying to bring both of y'all. I don't agree with what you're saying, but I do agree with what you're saying. There's parts of what I agree with what Mr. He said, and there's parts I don't agree with Mr. He said. Where I agree with you is that even if the person makes the woman climax, it doesn't keep her there. Where Mr. He said it would possibly keep her there, but I agree with him that the woman, in order to be with the woman, you have to be in control of her body and her mind. The problem is that when a woman is truly in love with someone, she feels like she can lose herself. She's in fear of losing herself, and if she loses the man, she'll lose herself. So if she never puts herself in a vulnerable position, she doesn't have to worry about ever losing the man. So if a man can make a climax and orgasm all day long, she'll let him have that, but she'll never truly give her mind to him because she's not fully developed into a grown woman. Because once you get to a place where you can truly love, then you'll give your body, your mind to the person. Because I do agree with Fatty. If the D is that good, if he got a 12, 11, if he can make a climb all the way, if what Mr. He said was right, then the woman would never leave. But I do agree with Fatty that it's not keeping her there because she has to assume control, always be in control, always have the last word, and always have her way until she gets in a position where she truly uses her intuition to love a man and value a man, and knowing when she follows him, her life will be taken care of. She'll always choose herself because she doesn't want to lose herself in loving someone else.
Kim?
To answer your question, it's very simple. What keeps a woman from not straying or cheating is her personal integrity. Like it's actually very simple. It's not complex. It's not profound. It's just, if you're in a relationship and you're in a committed relationship, there should not be something that's going to rock you one way or the other outside of what you're naturally doing. If you're in a committed relationship, because things are going to happen. You can't, I mean, if you're going to move how the wind blows, then I don't know that you should maybe be in a committed relationship.
So I got a question for you. Take away all the men that do it wrong. Why doesn't it work for the man who's doing it right? And why doesn't it work for the man that the woman actually chooses above everyone else? Why doesn't she stay? And I'm talking about the good man without bringing in the bad man. We can bring in the bad man scenario. Why isn't it not working with the man she's choosing and the good man?
And by the way, friends, we are doing popcorn style, so everybody can jump on the conversation. Just let people finish, but you can jump. You don't need to be waiting for your turn, okay? Go ahead.
I just think
I would say they're easily
go right after Kim goes, and then Mrs. C, she said respectfully.
The reason that it's not working is if we're talking about a man and a woman and he's a good man, then apparently she's not showing up how she should if she's a wife or a committed partner.
Some women like excitement.
If he's a good man and he's doing what you want.
Right. Hold on.
And it's like you have to understand
hold on,
that, like in some relationships. Oh, sorry.
Kim, you keep going. Then it's Ghost. That is me, Mrs. She said. Then you, Kelly.
Sorry.
So there's an article I read a while back, and I think a lot of women and men, but women, if you're not used to a stable relationship, you have to understand there's going to be periods of quote unquote what would be deemed as boring, but that's actually not boring. It's healthy if something's not going on, if there's not friction, if there's not trauma or something going on. Some people don't know how to operate outside that, and they will deem it as boring. It's not boring. It's actually what you would want, normal. And these are things that our grandparents saw. They saw more boring phases than we did because they didn't have instant gratification. There was no social media. They dated more close proximity. There was not a lot of, they were very selfless people, men and women, I believe back then, it seems like, and maybe even some of our parents. We don't see that as much because we're in a very instant gratification type lifestyle. So I think women, if that's the case, if it's a good man, the one that we claim we want, we would have to take that loss. And we would have to just admit that maybe we don't understand healthy dynamics, and that relationships go up and they go down. I'll give it that, but they're not always going to be up, is what I'm saying.
So this is why I was saying it's about respect and love, and there's a lot of variables to this. So you can date somebody who has no red flags, treats you perfectly, has everything going for him, and you just might not be in the right time in your life, or you just might not like commingle together right. It just might not be the right person. So it's all about how strong of a relationship you have. And I understand this point about the conditioning, like the feminism stuff, but I know plenty of feminists who, if they meet the right guy who they do like work together with, it's a partnership. You work together and they're willing to submit to him as long as he's respectful and all of that. It's all about just like working together. So I just think it really has to do with the strength of the relationship, mostly. So to answer your question, does that make sense?
But is he working, Ghosty? And I know the fellas in the
Well,
ladies are waiting.
relationships aren't easy, right?
No.
So there's going to be a lot of most relationships don't work out. It's hard to meet the right person for you.
No, absolutely. But that's the thing, right? I'm a pragmatist. If woman leading relationship worked, go ahead and lead the relationship. I don't care. It works. They don't talk about the grandmama and the auntie that was actually running the household and she was the voice of reason. Everybody kind of, if that worked in mass, I would have no problem with actually woman running relationships in mass. The thing is, I don't think even women want that. It's like woman saying, I want to work. And then they work from 20 to 29 and say, shit, 35 years of this. No, I'm not going to work anymore. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like mutual respect. You're both putting in work for that relationship. That's a mature, healthy relationship when you're both putting in work. Right?
Absolutely. But there has to be like a groundwork, right? For example, when Kim said character, I don't think character keeps people in order. Consequences and fear of consequences make people. If people knew that they could steal, what you guys was talking, the honey bun, they could go and steal one buddy bun every time they go to they eat it. They could, hey, it's just a honey bun. Nobody going to. But the fear of the consequences usually, because we are human beings. Human beings, for the most part, you guys don't want to admit that a lot of times we are kind of animals. We get addicted to stuff. We get used to stuff. We are people of habits. If you can get away with shit, you are going to get away with shit. So I think character a lot of times will help you kind of disengage from the situation. But just like sex, just like Miss Reset said, I think fear of consequences is the ultimate deterrent. Is I don't want to do this because if I get got, my wife is going to know. She's going to divorce me. I'm going to lose my kids. And I have to sleep on my car for 3 months because I don't have enough money to get on another rental. And I think with women it's exactly the same. I think that if you don't push for consequences, your mama not getting mad at you because she lives in another state, there's not extended family. So when I break up with you, he's literally breaking up with you. I'm not breaking up with your mama, your sister, your daddy, your grandma. I think the fear of, I think the absence of consequences is what actually makes us commit so many risks. And I think for a woman, like Ali said, and then you got it, the fact that women have this tendency to fight to get a guy that is very dominant, and then they try to kind of flip him into doing his bidding. And I say this on my country, there's a saying that says, man rule the world and woman rule man, meaning the man go out there, slay the dragon, rule the world, and then the woman they like usually rule them, making them the de facto leader. I think for the most time is kind of like how things go. I always found it curious. Why would the woman say, I want the most badass, dominant man in the room? And then when they get with him, instead of being, oh, this is so nice and chill and coast, they try to kind of wrestle him out of the wheel. They put the hand on the wheel here and they try to test it. That's the part that I think we still are still confused. about it. And shout out to my boy Damien. He's in the building. I'll read the super chats in a second. You guys can have it.
Miss, you said was next.
I was going to say because they're easily influenced, and just like the ever so changing hormones, they don't want it no more. You know, the man was good, the marriage was good. Now I got these kids, all this work. Like she said, I'm bored. Yeah, it's a mindset thing, you know, and they're not far removed from stepping out. So I absolutely agree with that. Anything can set it off. I can't, you know, name one thing that would stop it. But I agree with a lot of what you guys said.
I mean, I'm gonna jump in right after you. I mean, this is why, again, I'm not sure if you know how I articulated it, if it went across as intended, but I don't think it's a means to keep someone just sex. That's why I kind of started my premise with first mind and then body, because again, we were speaking to the physical aspect of the video. Her physical trainer tells her turn around, she does it, she kind of likes it, it's sexy. And again, when we go into the bedroom, it's sexy as well with the mister, with the boyfriend. They follow directions then. That was my point. They are very submissive when we tell them to spin around. They do it. They don't say why, how come. And I'm just saying that, like, I'm a sports guy. If you ain't been doing it, don't start. And when I show you that I can capture you mentally, I can capture you physically, then again, like people been alluding to, there's tangibles put in place for people that are in monogamous relationships to stay there. But again, if you ain't been doing it, don't start. I've been having you climbing the wall since I met you.
27.
So now it's different, and that's all I'm speaking to. Again, I know it's layers to this. This is, everyone should be well-rounded, and we should be able to captivate mind, body, spirit, all of those things. But it starts with the foundation, with free throws, with like the things that we can control, and I can control pleasuring you. And when I do that, don't start getting out of pocket, because when we in that room, you don't be getting out of pocket. And that's all I'm saying is sometimes we don't handle the things that we can handle, and it kind of goes, snowballs from there. Sorry, I was so long-winded.
So what happens? I'm sorry. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry. Oh, so when what brother was just saying. So
or Mike loud, Fatty.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Sure?
It's fine.
All right.
What happens in the scenario you just put together when she is that in the bedroom, but outside of the bedroom, she's cantankerous and fights against everything you do, but because she's like that in the bedroom because you're providing some type of pleasure for her. But then when it comes to things outside of providing pleasure for her, she's the total opposite woman. So what makes that happen? If in your scenario, that's how it's supposed to be.
I'd say a stupid man, but that's my
damn.
Well, was that the question about man or woman?
No, for me, I was asking brother because for the woman, if you're in control of her in the bedroom, like you're saying, if you got her mind and her body and all that stuff, and she's submissive in there because you're providing her something. She's doing. I'm gonna turn around for him because she knows she's gonna get that from the back. Okay, she's getting something out of it. So what happens outside of the bedroom when she's going to be cantankerous? She's going to be toxic, and she's not going to want to do what you want to do because she's not getting that instant gratification or those endorphins running. What contributes to that?
I mean, that's because you allow it. People can only do to you what you allow. Again, that's an incongruency. How are you listening to me in this one room and in the other rooms in the house? You're cantankerous. Like that just don't go. And if he's allowing that based off the results, like he's wild.
But it's because women like sex.
Sex is a distraction. It's not
woman. No, I don't think so. I think women like sex. Before these the corn and friends. Let's go popcorn. Okay. Once again, if you guys want to talk, like if you see you're getting frozen, just put your finger up, but you can literally jump on the conversation. Don't wait for the ball to get to you. I want the conversation to be as fluid as possible. And you got it, Damien.
Yeah, I just want to address that.
Give me just 1 second just to say this, Damien, and then you got it.
Okay,
I promise.
Go ahead, brother.
Before these platforms that rhyme with corn up and next video and all that decided to ban these categories, forced was one of the most searched category by a woman. Women have these fantasies of being dominated and being pushed to the wall and they have these fantasies. They love it. They love when a man knows how to do it, and a forceful man that they actually love and care about. They love that shit. So it doesn't translate into the real world, because on the real world, there's not. They like that one. They don't like the other one. And just for Damien to have it, that woman chose to be dominated. She didn't bite him. She didn't fight him off. She chose to actually let him dominate. So I think men are under this circumstance that they actually can make a woman submit to them. And this is why I think we have the wrong conversation. These women are choosing exactly who to let them ride whatever it is. It's not the man that is saying, I am this, so you are going to listen to me. It's this woman that actually looks at you and says, you know what? Go ahead, you got it. And if she doesn't decide to do that, which in my opinion is 51% of the equation, nothing can be done from a part of the man, because you can lead somebody that is not willing to follow you. You can dominate. Like we don't live in the 1500s. She now has a choice and she is choosing you. You think like when women hear submission, this is on their head is, oh, you are Ash Ketchum and I'm motherfucking Bulbasaur. Nope. I think the men are the Pokemon. I think the men think they are the Pokemon master, the one that trains the Pokemon to be strong. I think the woman, to be honest, they are actually the Pokemon master and the man is the Pokemon. It's not that you are dominated me and make me follow you. I follow you because I want to. And the day that I don't want to, you'll never see me again. Go ahead, Amy.
Yeah, I just want to address something that you said earlier, and it kind of goes into what you were talking about now, was they say how women want a guy that's super dominant and have all these qualities or whatever, and then when they get that, they kind of want to wrestle the control away from them, what have you. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think what happens is if you don't have a plan, a long-term plan or what have you, or if they feel like the plan is not to their benefit, then they'll try to interject stuff. But if you consistently have a plan that's insightful and it has it's actionable and it's showing growth and it's benefiting them along the way, they'll fall in line or what have you. You know, my OG used to say there's 3 ways to keep a woman in line: with hands, bands, and plans. If the first 2 are problematic, but if you got a plan for somebody's long-term success and you have they feel like it has their best interest and it makes it to where they can just rest and lay back and not have to worry about all the little things, most women will fall in line. I think what happens is guys. Let me finish, guys.
It's their plan. It's not your plan. You
No.
are an Uber driver. She choose the location, and she will choose the location and says, "I want to go here." I guarantee you, as soon as you're not going to the direction she goes,
hold on.
Sir,
that may be your experience. That's maybe your experience.
We're talking in majorities.
Okay,
we're not talking in experiences. We're talking in majorities.
I don't even think that's my experiences are going to come from an older generation. So the generation I come from.
You are 7 years older than me, something like that.
I'm 50. Crazy. You're 35.
You are 50?
Yes.
You are 50?
I am 50 years old.
What the fuck am I doing? Let me go get my exfoliant. I'll be right back. I need to do my skin routine.
No, so what I'm saying is just like the guys that's like, I strongly believe in things like you kind of set the tone and you set the direction of it, and you only align yourself with people who are willing to be a part of the direction you set. I think what happened is we get this leadership by chorus thing that's going on nowadays, where they're just like, okay, what should I do? I don't know. What you want to eat? What do you want to eat? It's just like nobody is actually leading. People are just kind of just acquiescing to what's easiest for them or what have you. Nobody's saying, here's the direction I want to take our family. You know, is this a direction you can kind of get in line with? And here's the benefit to you if you get in line and stay in line with it. I think that's not happening anymore. Guys are kind of waiting, and like the whole what do you bring to the table thing. I was talking to some of my friends about it. It's the most like craziest thing, feminine thing in the world I've ever heard, because it's like, dude, you should if you bought the table or built the table, you should say, okay, here's the criteria I need for you to sit at that other seat and enjoy the feast I've laid in front of you. And if you don't fit the criteria, please exit the restaurant. Somebody else wants that seat. You know, it shouldn't be like, oh, what do you bring? Oh, I need you to do what? Tell me what you bring so I can determine whether or not that I need that, or it's something that's going to complete me or make me make it valuable or what have you.
But that's what we're talking about. You are talking like this person is. Hey, you look at the feast my restaurant gives to you. There's 7 restaurants. There's McDonald's, Burger King, vegan. She has a whole platter of restaurants willing to give her a plate of food as soon as she gets out of it. Like, you know, as soon as your pictures disappear, here we go. Oh, hey, baby, I didn't talk for you in a while. You don't have the enforcement mechanism. And for that woman actually come and eat on your restaurant, she chose to. She liked Indian before you even know you weren't going to open an Indian restaurant. She knew I love Indian. It will be nice to get an Indian restaurant to promote me. And as soon as the Indian restaurant comes, which is Damien, she says, you know what, Damien? I like your plans. I like your dreams.
What happens if she decides, you know what? I'm not going to do what's necessary to stay in that restaurant. You kick the fuck out. If she start wilding out, you'd be like, hey, the maitre d' gonna come and be like, hey, you got to leave the restaurant.
Do you see that
men are not leaving not leaving restaurants in mass. Restaurants are not kicking women out of their restaurants. Women are deciding to leave.
Because men have not set hard lines of what is acceptable behavior for them to continue providing and protecting, doing all the things that women say. Say, okay, if you say you want me to do this, here's what I need to do. And if you're not, I am going to stop doing that. And it's just like men aren't enforcing that, and women respect men who put down hard lines and enforce them. That's why it's just like,
it's contradict. This is what I mean by the contradiction is always a double negative towards the man. If he has a plan and she won't submit, we say move on, brothers. If she won't submit, if she won't submit, then we tell him to move on again. Like everything is about him moving on. It's always back to the brother and what he's doing.
It's always taking control of the situation.
Hey, can I finish real quick? It's never if he has a plan, sister cooperate. If he doesn't have a plan, sister don't sleep with him. It's always no account. Women have all this autonomy, have all this empowerment, liberated more than in their lives. They say they have divine intuition, but making all these bad decisions when picking men. Wow, it's always back to the men again. Oh, he's a horrible man. He's a cheater. He's a liar. He doesn't have the right plan. When is it? She's trying to control him. She's trying to manipulate him instead of being with the man who does have a plan and cooperating with the man who does have a plan. We always go to the worst case scenario every single time. Oh, he doesn't have a plan. So, okay, so Damien, you're going to come in, right? If he doesn't have a plan, why is she sleeping with him?
Just like Freddie said, women like sex too, and she's attracted to him. She finds. Let me answer the question fully before you jump into 2 seconds of what I'm saying.
No. Can you ask?
I will.
Okay.
All right. Mm-hmm. Women will sleep with people they find some type of value in, and if all your value is a 6-pack abs or a 10-inch cock, they will sleep with that person. But it just the same as if they was so you. Women find. I shake your head all you want.
No, where's the accountability?
Some women are toxic. So some women are silly.
Hold on, Miss Kelly. Look what you're doing. Now we're saying women love. Now we're saying women love smacks. You told me last show that men and women are having smacks recklessly, but every time we come back to the woman, she's
no. You asking two different. Those are two different conversations.
Mike, you're getting the mic right after me. It's contradictions. Yeah. If he doesn't have the plan, if he's not the man. If he can't do things on demand, then she needs to go find another man instead of sleeping with him, which means she's supposedly degrading herself, or she values smacks more than a man. She take accountability, because if I'm spending money on a woman, watch this, Damien. I'm gonna come right back to you, ladies. If I try to buy your cooperation and buy your love, and I know you're not interested in me, is it my fault or your fault?
What? Say the question again.
If I'm trying to buy your cooperation, I know you don't like me. I know you're really not interested in me, and I start throwing dollars at you to get cooperation or to get your submission or to get you to be interested.
Oh, it's your fault.
It's your fault.
But when we flip it, the sisters, we go back to the brothers. You should practice discipline. You shouldn't give this. You shouldn't mess with this woman if you don't have a plan. Instead of a woman having accountability for her womb and for autonomy over her own body. If they're rewarding bad brothers instead of good brothers who have a plan, then the sisters have to be the ones that's problematic.
Yes.
She can be problematic though. Like you can't force somebody.
Some women are toxic. Some women are silly. Like I worked with a girl. This woman was with her child's father. He was a good dude, paid the bills, and she broke up with him. I was like, oh, okay. Then she got with this other dude, was a complete bum. And then she would tell me certain things. I didn't say this in person, but I said, oh, you like toxicity. You like drama. The good dude that paid the bills, minded his business, wasn't just, I'm not going to say a square. He just was a normal guy, like a normal good guy. And then I see all this other crazy stuff. And then I was like, oh, she the problem. Like I figured it out. I was like, oh, she's the problem. And some women are just, and that's what I was taking my head to you. Like, because you saying, oh, it could be like the way he looks and da. Some women just like attention. The dude may not even be that attractive, but if he can give her attention all the time, she's gonna like that.
People like toxicity because it's exciting.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna talk this men and women. I knew a homie who his chick busted his windows out 4 times and he took her back every time. People like toxicity because it ain't boring. That's what it is. And people
do what you allowed him to do.
People equate toxic, and that's what they say, crazy in the head, crazy in the bed. That people believe that wholeheartedly.
It's control. It's when you meet the things that we never get to the root of is the woman likes dealing with that type of guy because he has no expectations from her. She doesn't have to meet his standards. She could be exactly how she wants to be, and when it fails, she could just turn back and say he wasn't a good guy. He was a thug. He was a pookie. There's no expectations for her. But soon as she has to show up for the first time and actually be a woman, when Fatty talked about that's why I don't agree with Fatty, but I agree with Fatty. Nothing is keeping most of our sisters happy, whether he's good, whether he's not good, whether he has the best D or worst D. It's about the control aspect. And if a woman is telling me when you give her peace, like Kim was saying, she's bored, that's a lazy woman and that's an insecure woman. Anybody who had a mama in their house was always working towards her family, was always working to be a better woman. We don't even have that much time in our lives. Mr. He said, she said, anybody who got kids, you don't even got that much time on your hands. How are you bored? I'm always dealing with my woman. I'm always dealing with my kids, and I'm always trying to be a better man. I'm always trying to be a better person for the community. If I said I'm bored, that's a red flag. It's a person that has to sit with themselves. Finally, someone gave you peace and go, damn, I got to be a woman now. I got to be responsible. I got to breastfeed. I got to cook. I got to clean. I got to take care of a family. I really don't want to be a mom. I really didn't want to be a wife. Instead of, I love Damien. You're gonna get it, brother.
What I'm gonna say, because you go for like 5 minutes and then
Damien, when you go 5 minutes, I'm gonna say that. Hey, Damien, you realize when you talk, when you speak, every time you're on the show, I don't take away from what you're saying, but you want to get to the end of what I'm saying and take away from it. Tell me what I'm saying is wrong. You got a wife. You have a wife. Hold on. You a husband. If you don't love doing for your wife, you're already a problematic man. If you're bored at your house and you don't know what to have something to do, you're already problematic as a man. So if we get to a woman and flip it and hey, I'm bored. How are you bored?
Any woman that doesn't want peace is a weirdo. They're the toxic person.
I don't think anybody is saying that women are never the problem. There are problematic women, but I think at least what I'm saying is that
so address what I'm saying. Like
can I finish?
Of course, but you're saying I don't think nobody. That's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ghost.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that there are problematic women, and for example, say she is super combative and she's problematic. Maybe she's only submissive in the bedroom, and then outside of that, she's causing a bunch of problems. She either doesn't like him enough, or she's immature, or she has other problems. But you can't force somebody to be a certain way. So it's either up to the man to break up with her, But that's still, that doesn't excuse her of like, that doesn't excuse her of being problematic in that relationship. But it's up to him to either leave her or just like put up with it, which I suggest he should leave her, because you can't force people to be a certain way, and too many people are trying to
Let me
force
jump in, like you said.
relationships that aren't working.
Hey, hold on real quick, Damien. Hey, Mr. He said, is there ever time you should take a break with your wife if you're not happy and you may not be feeling what she's doing? Is there ever a time where you should stop being a man?
Yeah,
No.
Marriage is different.
Why
Marriage
y'all?
is different.
Why y'all keep have? Why y'all? What's going on?
Marriage is different. Marriage is a
Damien,
whole
you
level of
ain't
commitment.
on your turn yet, Damien.
It was. You said it was, and then Ghost jumped
No,
in.
I
And what
didn't.
have
I
you?
didn't say that. You can't control yourself.
Whatever, man. Like I said, that's
Go ahead.
all
Go
I'm
ahead,
saying is
Damien.
this.
Go ahead.
Please. All I'm saying is like you're trying to conflate. You do this, and it's. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because it's like you're conflating marriage and just general relationship. But marriage is different. If Mr. He said and Mrs. She said are married, there's a whole different level of commitment and obligation and duty that's assigned to that relationship than, hey, this is my boyfriend or my girlfriend. You know, so you can't ask a married couple to gauge them on issues that are usually only that are mostly going with people who haven't really committed to the relationship, haven't really figured out, okay, this is what I'm willing to do, this is what I'm willing and I need from you. It's two different types of relationship. My commitment to my wife is totally different than my commitment to anybody else I've ever been with in my life.
So how does she know? So how does she know if you're her husband before she's your husband? Before you're her husband, how does she know?
I wasn't her husband until I was her husband.
I didn't ask you that. How does she know you are her husband?
She does not, because I was not her husband until I was her husband.
This is what I mean by the contradictions. Before anybody can be wife and husband, you have to be giving each other wife and husband treatment to know that this person is your wife and to know this person is your husband, and it has to be consistent.
No, I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. I do not agree with that.
Why can't you help yourself?
I do not agree with that.
You keep cutting me off, brother.
I agree with you, Ali.
Like I said,
I agree too.
Hey, Damien, what is the problem? Honestly, I'm not cutting you off. You cut me off. What's the problem? Let me know so I'll mute up till you get it all out.
All right. Let's answer. Okay. If this is going to be really a productive conversation, I feel like when you as you just did, which got it.
That's what it
hold
feels
on.
Like.
If this is going to be a productive dialogue.
No, let's do that first. Let's do that first.
Productive dialogue.
This is the show we running, right? So to start off, can you stop?
If this is the productive conversation,
can you stop interrupting?
Okay, you want me to stop interrupting?
Let's
you interrupt me.
Let's commit that. Let's commit to that. Can we stop interrupting?
Sure, I'll commit to that.
Okay,
great. It's established. All right. If this is going to be a productive conversation, if you take 5 minutes to ask a question, you can't give somebody 10 seconds to respond. You got to give them the kind of the latitude. See.
Agreed. We don't want to have.
You interrupted.
We don't want to have a coaching.
Just agreed 5 seconds ago. Not interrupting. You just did.
People can't have a conversation.
I'll let y'all try to solve it. Nobody interrupts nobody. Everybody can jump in the conversation as soon as the person finish. Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, seriously, 5 seconds later.
It's fine. We don't need to have it's fine. We don't have to have a conversation about the conversation. Already established the baseline.
All right. Let's keep it moving. Yes. So, like, when it comes down to it, it's just I feel like just finished at one point. If you're going to be a productive conversation, you got to take 5 minutes to answer. Give somebody less than 10 seconds to answer the question. And then if you ask me a question, what's 1 plus 1?
Hey, 1 second, please. 1 second, please. No. I already told. Let's not have the conversation about the conversation. If I'll interrupt somebody, I will stop him. If they miss somebody, I will stop him. It's my job. I was just trying to see if you guys solve it.
Got you. But you know it's not going to happen.
Anybody, I will try to let
Damien, you the only one interrupted, brother.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Lack of, oh my God.
It's
okay,
fine.
Whatever. Did you see that? Did you catch that?
Once again, we're gonna. I already told you what.
I'm gonna calm down, man. He can't control himself.
I will. This is again,
man.
I'm here. ISO. We're going to leave it alone. Okay.
This light skin rage is something crazy.
Red said, "I agree with Ali." You want to say? Anybody wants to say anything before I go to the super chats? Nobody?
I do.
Go ahead.
I would like to. Being a wife 27 years, I came into the marriage being a wife. I was being considerate, helpful, kind. I wanted this man. I did the work that I needed to do to keep him 27 years. And when them babies came along, oh shit, what a roller coaster. So there's no reason to be bored. You got a lot to do on top of taking care of your man after those children. And that was one message that was given to me while pregnant with our first. Don't forget about him when that baby comes. So I made it a consistent thing, strategy. Them babies need to be in bed at 8 o'clock. I didn't care if it was summertime. I did not play because I needed to make sure I made time for my husband. And I'm the one who walked up to him. I saw him and said, hey, I like you. And with that good man that y'all, that's what he was. And I needed to adapt to what his mission was. And it was a good mission. So I was all for it. You understand? And most women are not coming like that because they're easily influenced. They act like children. They do not have their own mindset. Because if it's something you choose and the marriage is solidified, you in that till death do us part. That's what it's supposed to be. And that's not where the mindset is. Because if I'm unhappy, women are coddled and they can just leave.
So Miss, she said that I have a problem with that. And then Damien can get it, and then we'll go to the super chats. Just because people explain things don't mean they agree with things. And a lot of times I feel people are afraid of explaining things because they are afraid that people are going to say, oh, you're talking about yourself, right? You believe in that. Being bored in a relationship is good. Throughout since the beginning of time, there was no space to be bored. Either you had the next village trying to invade you, either your woman was always pregnant and she probably will die when she was giving that kid, either you had the lions in the forest. Like, being bored is a privilege. And he's okay with being bored.
I think the board is getting mixed up with something, but you're talking about bored because it's something different. Because like today, when we think of bored women, want excitement with like going to the club or going out, going tricking or whatever they're doing. That's like, you know.
But this is what I was saying.
I think what Miss She said is saying like, there's no time for you to sit around and complain about I need something to do when you always have something to do. But
even if you have something to do, it has to be boring. Bored is your mind, is not what you do. Right. I can be reading, traveling. The most bored I was traveling like crazy. I'll go to Dubai 1 week, land. Man, I have nothing to do. I will go just to do something. But just because I'm moving doesn't mean that I'm doing something that is fulfilling. What I'm saying is not about what you do and how you move, is how your brain is conditioned. Bored is the absence of risk. The risk was eliminated. You are comfortable. Only people that are comfortable get bored. And it's fine to actually admit that a marriage, for example, might be boring, because the marriage being boring means that everything is okay. It's the absence of risk. People are doing so well that everything is secure. So those feelings I had, those butterflies I had disappeared because I got something good next to me. And instead of people doing that, in my opinion, which is diagnosing the problem and speaking with each other, you know, baby, we are bored and that's just fine. Look at all these struggling people fighting to get what we have, trying to get on the wall while we're here. There's no fire, there's no nothing. But instead of people saying, yes, sometimes it's boring and it's awesome. It's awesome to have a boring day, just chilling with your lady, watching some Game of Thrones and go to the next day while everybody outside is on the streets trying to get shit that they will probably never have, because we are not comfortable having these conversations. Marriage should be boring. I think is a positive. If you say, I have a boring wife, ooh-wee, you got it. You have a boring wife? God damn it. Congratulations, sir.
I have a question for Mr. and Mrs. She said, I love the fact that we have a married couple on here.
Go ahead, David. You got it.
Mrs. She said, you said that he had a plan that you were with, and you've been rocking with that plan for decades.
27 years.
27 years. And he seems like, just from just the stuff I've seen, he seems like an intentional man. So if he didn't have a plan, or if he had a whack plan, do you think you'd be sitting with him right now if he had it'd be following him like what? Absolutely. Okay. Mr. He said, if you had a plan as the intentional man that you are, and you found out Mrs. She said was not on board with that plan or following the plan, would she be sitting here as your wife?
Negative. No, she would not.
But would you sit there and wait for her to leave you, or will you say, I'm sorry, you are dismissed, Mrs. She said?
I would probably dismiss.
And that's what, and I agree. And that's what I say. I think,
Damien.
let me finish. I'm talking to them. And that's what I think.
You interrupted me and now you let me finish. No,
you said you got it.
No, you got it.
But what I'm saying is, I think that's the mentality people should have who want to get in real long-term relationships. The man should be, I am going to set the tone, create the plan, and it's going to be a plan that you're going to love. You're going to love it over here, like Kevin Gates said, with this plan, because it's going to have you consider your feelings, your wants, your needs. You're going to be taken care of in this plan. But if you don't follow along with this plan, or you don't have what I need to contribute to this plan, I'm sorry, I will find somebody who will. So that's the acquiescence I need, and that I think that's the way most men need to move intentionally.
Go ahead, you got it.
I'm back to Mr. He said and Mr. She said. Are modern women wanting to follow man's plan today, or most modern women want men to follow their plan today?
Yeah,
that's the question. That's the question.
Yeah, no, you got it. I put it in a quick analogy. It's like driving in a car, and she's like, "Can I please drive? Can I please drive?" And you're like, "Nah, it's not safe. You don't, you don't got your license." She's like, "Nah, but I want to drive. You're like, "No, nah, you can't drive." She's like, "But please, but let me drive." And then you acquiesce. All right, you can drive. And then she crashed. And guess what she say? "You shouldn't have let me drive. You knew I didn't know how to drive."
So y'all would concede that most men haven't even been able to give the permission to even lead their women. They have to fight for it. Y'all would agree to that, right?
I would
absolutely. I agree with that.
Go ahead, Kim. And then Ghost, you can go right after Kim.
Damn, you guys keep me this crazy.
I think
forget Fatty. This ain't the show no more.
Go ahead, you guys got it. I'll talk tomorrow on the next show. On the next.
I think Kim said integrity. They don't have it.
Then
I think I agree with Kelly and Ghost both. This is why a wife is a wife before she gets married. She is just waiting to be found. I believe that. A wife is a wife. That's why certain women are chosen very easily, sought after, because they're already displayed. It's who they are. It's not something that they try to be. It's just who they are. Now, to the other side of that, to what Ghost said earlier, and I 100% believe this because I've seen this. Women nowadays, what y'all would deem modern women, these, I don't want to call them boss chicks because I don't like that word. I think these are just women that are ambitious, and I don't have anything, I don't think it's wrong per se, maybe just how they go about it. I think these women can be married and wives too, like Go said, because I've seen it. If you just listen to them talk enough, because women will tell on ourselves if we listen to us long enough. They do want a relationship. They will fall into line. They will become submissive, and they too can become wives, even if they've never seen it. I think they will, and I've seen it. They will allow a man to lead, and they can be that woman. I think they just have to get out of their own way. I will say that. If it's something that they've never seen, example, if maybe they didn't grow up with, maybe they didn't grow up with a father, or they don't have a model around them. It's going to be harder because they're in what I call, and we all know this, the average person knows this, they're in like survival mode, right, wrong, or indifferent, and they have acquired a lot of like toxic coping mechanisms. The things that they say are not always genuine. They can be what y'all would consider combative, but I still think these women can get married. I do. Do I think men, like Go said, do I think y'all should put up with it? No, I don't. I think the reason that we've gotten to this point, though, is I think for some women, a lot of, especially attractive women, they've been given a lot of grace. And I think some women have pretty girl privilege. And I think men have been a little more graceful than we want to say, and they've put up with it longer, which is why some of this problem has been created, right? Now with this whole thing, gender war and toxic masculinity in these conversations, I think, men are saying like, no, like there's a lot of pretty women. I don't have to put up with this. Go, stay with your job or career, right, wrong, or indifferent. But I still think these women, if they put their ego aside and they go and address it. And like Ali, I think mentioned earlier, sit with yourself and really you'll realize you're probably more selfish than you think.
Can I go after Ghost? Because I want to reply to
That's
her.
what I think. But I do think most women can still be wise, even if you haven't seen it. I will say that.
I know I didn't really have anything to say, but just to add on to that, the survival mode thing, I think a lot of it is like trust issues too. So you just have to learn, and that's why I think like if you meet that right man, even as like somebody who hasn't seen that, I think a lot of women, when they really love somebody, they will be like a ride or die for him, and they'll learn how to be a partner, how to be a wife, how to like be supportive and all that stuff. So it depends on the maturity levels and the relationship again. So, but yeah,
I think
I don't agree. Kelly, you have Kelly, you have it uninterrupted. Kelly, go ahead, Kelly. Did I go after you? Ali,
you're both
give
wrong.
me a chance, please, after Kelly, please.
No, Ghost said she had disagreed with what Mr. He said.
No,
and she
but
said, so
she
that's
said
what
I
was
don't
waiting
have. I know it's fine, but give me a chance after Kelly, please.
Okay,
Fed.
I think Kim, you're wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. As far as these boss chicks, these feminists,
Y'all are
women,
wrong.
of course, you can be a career woman and get married, and I'm pretty sure that's not what you're talking about. I think you're talking about the women that are more dominant, more I have an image, and this is gonna be mean, but I'm gonna say it. A lot of black women nowadays, a lot of black women. And I think it's because it's programming, and what these women will be so intelligent. They will have their own house, they will have their own career, and they never have a man. They can't keep a man. And I figured it out. I said, "Oh, you think you run the show. You run the show at every aspect of your life, and you can't figure out how to rest in that femininity and how to submit. And you said you think that these women can get married. They never do. They never do. Like, or until they figure that out, they never do. And I'm gonna tell you how I knew this. It was, and I'm gonna land this plane, I promise. I was talking to a friend, and he knew this woman, and she worked on Capitol Hill, smart, all of this, and she was a radical leftist. I said, she's single, ain't she? He said, yeah. I said, she thinks she know everything, don't she? He said, yeah. I said, I know, because I've seen it so much. I live in a very blue state. Not all Democrat liberal women, but it tends to be them.
So this is what I'm going to say. I think I've
seen it. That's like I've seen it so much. That's how I know.
So Kelly, this is what I'm going to say, right? I don't think Mr. Isad was going to leave. I'm calling his bluff. And I'm calling bluff from Ali. I'm calling bluff from Damien. I'm calling bluff. We don't fuck with people that just give up because. At some point of times on the relationship, your woman not going to listen to you. I'm sorry. Especially if you stay long enough with her, it's going to be phases where she, for the most part, is not going to listen to you. And I don't care. Once again, there's women that have like, if you get one of these women that is always in your page and all that, congratulations, because you find somebody that is extremely rare. Not even your kids going to listen to you all the time in their life. There's going to be some times that they're going to put their friends validation first before yours. And once again, we don't fuck with quitters. That's the reality. I truly believe that the man on 2025 that is actually engaging in a relationship is looking for every excuse to stay, while modern women are looking for every excuse to leave. I'm sorry. I truly think that's what it is. Is the 80-20 rule. I would not respect a man, and this is, to me, this is manosphere parts that I don't agree with. If she doesn't listen to you, leave. I'm not leaving my motherfucking kid, and I'm not leaving this bitch. You're going to be miserable right here together for 7 years before shit gets better. That's what it is. We have a mortgage together. We have kids together. We have business
and
together.
they keep watching 7 years of misery. Like, that's crazy.
Absolutely. Mr. Isad, because you know what? Most of our life is uneventful. Most of our life is boring. Most of our life is either sleeping, doing a job that you want to do, don't want to do, be around people that you want to. That's most of our lives. We have 2 or 3 hours per day where we can be around the people that we want to be, watch the things that we want to say, eat the thing. We don't even eat the things that we want to eat. That's crazy,
That's a
right?
fact.
And we live on the very abundant type of society, but we make a choice. I'm not going to eat something excited. I'm not going to see something excited. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to eat my veggies. I'm going to do things that don't make me actually kind of go, but I do it because I have to. I think relationships is literally the same thing. There was a times of my life where I look at my dad sideways. Why are you doing this shit? Why are you not like, Mom, I don't like this? And then it was just me lowering my head, be respectful, not try to fight him, not try to act crazy. So I got to a point where I was like, oh, I kind of understand what's going on. I think women have these type of moments, and only after they go through them that they say, oh shit, so this is what this man was saying me for 3 years, and I couldn't wrap my mind because my friends were saying shit, my boss was saying shit, I was distracted, but now I see it. You are not going to give, if they don't do something egregious, and again, people have to have boundaries. One thing is you have things that you want to, other things you have deal breakers that people are stepping over and over again. If you don't give people the opportunity to circle back the block and to kind of listen to what you have to say, if you don't give the opportunity for people to hate you in something opportunities and then start loving you again because you actually recover, if you don't do that, I think a lot of times this is why relationships are the way they are, because we are always ready for the good moments and for the moments we agree and everything is good. But once the Lakers go on a drought and start, Kobe retires and there's no star and you are losing 60 games out of 80, this is where you see the true fans. This is where you see the people that rock with you. This is where you see your kids, your wife, your husband. You don't see who they are when the inheritance is $1 million. You see who they are when there's $100,000 in debt that grandpa left, who is going to pick up the slack and who is going to actually be here on the bad moment. So living, in my opinion, is I'm him, I'm a man, I'm 40. But for the most part, men of character, in my opinion, stay until there's a massive deal breaker that, hey, you just, the cheating, you overstep so much that there's no reason for me to be here. But men are very okay with being miserable for a decade before they abandon their family.
How come overstepping can't be the disrespect, can't be, the selfishness? Like, again, I hear what you're saying and I agree wholeheartedly, but there's another level to it. There's actually men that act for me personally, my mother died when I was 9, Fatty. So when I met Mrs. She Said, I made a statement to her that was a little shocking to her. I let her know, if me and you are temporary, it's not the end of the world for me, because there's a woman that left me that I have to get over, that there's nothing that can compete with that. And it's a certain foundation, just like with the sex I was talking about in the earlier, segment. There's a foundation that you lay. And if you don't care for yourself, like I also said earlier, people will do to you what you allow. And if you allow someone to do these things, they're going to do it. So again, when it comes to relationships, there's a certain consideration. And I hear everything that you're saying. Sometimes women just tap out. Women have different options. But at the end of the day, when two people agree to be together, I think it's that. I think the maturity, I think the consideration, and then the other factors that are more specific may come into place. But there's a certain level of consideration when it comes to two people. And if that's not there, if you don't like each other, it's going to be all of the things that you say. But once there's a certain understanding of what you guys are trying to accomplish together, and you see character, and time starts to do a lot of these things as well. But if people don't put the time in, they don't get to see a certain character, a certain side of a person. So, it's a lot of tangibles there.
Let me just say this, and then you guys got it, right? It's just 5 seconds. You don't need to like people to love them. I will die for a lot of people that I don't like. At certain point in my life, my brother annoyed the shit out of me. I will throw myself in front of 7 buses before the motherfucker gets got. You don't have to like a lot of people to love them, to care for them. I don't. Truly.
Yeah, but my husband, I want to like him.
Are we talking about marriage or dating though?
No,
because
we're talking about. We're talking about. Let's do this. 1 second, please. We're talking about serious monogamous relationships where people are official, they take care of each other. They living in the same house. Let's not go for the is it the boyfriend and girlfriend? As long as they are together, they are official, they are on the same page. Okay, we're talking about this type of relationship. So let's go with both. You guys can have it.
We don't have as many. Sorry, we don't have as many options as we think, men and women. Just gonna say that. That's
yes,
it.
you do. You just don't like them.
No.
Hey,
No,
Kim.
You shouldn't force people to be together who don't want to be together.
One second, Kim. 1 second, Kim. Just 1 second, and you got it. Kim, there's 208 people watching this show. I guarantee you, if you sell me fatty, can you get me a husband? I will find you 100 men on my Discord alone that want to date you and want to actually take you seriously immediately. So you have options, you just don't like them.
No, I'm saying there's you can have options, but there's a difference between quality.
You see, you don't like them.
No.
Yeah.
If you force people who don't like each other to be in a relationship, that's why we get to where we are. That's why if somebody is constantly crossing your boundaries and constantly you're just like not meshing together, you should not continue to force that relationship and have children. That's how we get to where we are today.
So this is where it's two separate arguments, but they're both right. And Damien, you're right too. And Mr. He said, she said is right. It's about
everybody right, Ali got that.
No, they're everybody right, because I do agree with him. When you're enabling someone and you're accepting something and someone deliberately doing something, you leave. But the part that what Fatty is trying to put an emphasis on is all of us met each other at a certain place. So if the woman says the man is the leader, where she didn't disagree with something, where he said no is where she learns to develop to be on his page. When he said no, did my life get better? Are we developing? Is it being fruitful when I say no? How is my woman operating when I say no? And I say, hey, this is how we go. How does she listen to correction? Because this is our first experience. There's things that where men and women are supposed to bring something to the table that's traditional. Men and women both. Men are fine with the traditional roles. Women keep pushing away from the traditional role. But what Fatty is saying is, when I had a mother and father in my household, the way I saw my mother love my father is not when he said yes all the time. It's when he said no. It's when she did something he didn't approve of, and how she developed from the no and something she did that he didn't like. And it could be vice versa as well too. What Mr. He said and she said probably forget and maybe remember is in the beginning, I'm sure y'all had those rocky moments. And he said, listen, I told you about my mama and what I had. This gonna go this way or it's not going nowhere at all. And when you listen to him, you were like, you might have been like, I don't want to listen at this point. But when you listen, you go, hey, I'm developing with this brother. I'm growing with this brother. And you started listening more. And even when you didn't think it was right, you still listen, because most of the decisions he made, I'm hopefully thinking that it improved your life. It improved your life, right? It usually was the right thing, even if you disagree. And in retrospect, he turn around. If he made a decision that you may not like, he come back and you go, you know what? You was right about what happened. You was right about. But if the man that you're with is making the right decision 8 out of 10 times, that's a quality man, right? Instead of getting the 10 out of 10, but you're learning this is your leader. You're listening to this man and you're truly committed to him. That's how we know you love us.
I'm going to ask Kim.
As far as quality, sorry, as far as options, when I said that, Fadi, I know what you mean when you say, Kim, you have options. What I'm saying, I'm not excluding myself. I'm saying same thing with men. They may meet me, these 100 men, and I may not be what they need too. I'm not excluding myself. What I'm saying is the job that I have, where I'm at, my age, whatever it is, what the things that I believe in, my goals or whatever it is, I may not align with them either. So I'm not making it sound like
the 100 men would marry you.
Do you have any gigantic red flag that is going to disqualify you from 4 billion men in the planet Earth?
No, but I mean, I'm not perfect either.
So that's the point, and men are not looking for a perfect woman.
No, of course not. I'm just simply saying every man needs something different, because every man has a different purpose. That's what I'm saying, and it needs to be healthy and in alignment.
Women keep saying that that's untrue. Most men want peace. Most men want intimacy, and most men want a woman who will feed him. But a lot of women don't want to acquiesce to that. A lot of women won't even do 1 out of 3. Do you realize that the market is so bad? Most men are just asking for peace and don't create me no problems, and they can't even get that. They're not even asking for women who can cook and clean anymore, because women are saying that's domestic slavery. We've gotten to a point where women say, hey, brothers, tell me the truth. But women can't even answer yes or no.
Yeah. Before we go to the next topic, I just want to ask something to Kim and to Ghosty. How do you judge the person that is next to you? Like, what is the benchmark, right? Like, what is the benchmark for the person that is next to you? like how do you judge them? When you pick a partner, you judge them by what metric? And you can be as, I don't want a specific answer. You guys can be as open as possible.
Yeah, their character,
character,
their actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Their
so this
beliefs,
is how I
whatever.
judge people around me. What are you doing when you're not happy? One, what are you doing when you don't get what you want? What are you doing when I say no? This is a massive network, and it's going to be even bigger. I'm warning everybody, this is not going to stop. I don't care when it comes to parties. Who shows up in my party is a party. Everybody's going to show up. I judge you. How do you react when I say no? Remember those vacations I promised you? Nah.
Well, I would
remember
say,
those shoes I used to give to you? We have to cut a little bit of the budget. Not going to get it. You judge the people by who they are. I made great friends by the worst moments that we had. It was not by the best moments, because everybody's winning, everybody's getting money. No, I judge them by when we are not getting what we want, what are we doing? Right. Why are relationships not the same? Why is not my wife or your husband the same thing? It's not what he does when he actually has everything is going their way. Who is that person next to you when you tell them no?
Well,
and I think most women, I think that what most women don't control. They are very happy when things go their way. And like Ali said, is 8 out of 10. Tell a woman that you're going to go to Paris by the end of the year. She's going to tell her friends. She's going to brag about it. She's going to prepare everything. And you tell her no, and it's World War III, because once again, a lot of people are not okay with hearing no. And I think for the most part, when men hear no from a woman, no to sex, no to cooking every day, no to doing, they kind of like, they kind of make excuses to keep pushing. But... So you think, Ghosty, do you think most men, as soon as their woman tells them 2 times, I don't want to have sex with you, do you think they'll leave?
There's tons of variables to this, right? So
majority.
Let's
talk in majority. Let's not do the I know what person.
I think most men and women, when they hear no one time, probably aren't going to leave. No. But I will say something that I have said for a very long time is a good way to determine if a relationship is healthy is how you fight or how you dispute disagreements. Are you able to talk through things? Are you able to not yell at each other, not overreact? And what's the word?
That's cosplay. Ghosty, that's cosplay.
Like you take some, you leave some. Like how are your battles? That's how a relationship.
Ghosty. My dad scream at me. My coach scream at me. My mentor scream at me. Those are the most important people I'm
just saying, if you can have a healthy argument, a healthy disagreement with your partner, I think that is a good way to determine.
The LT is like we get a couple of tea. I do declare. Do you like?
I'm literally just saying the same thing you said. You said, "How does somebody react when I say no?" So how does somebody react when you guys are having a disagreement?
No, Ghosty. He's not that.
Fatty, I'm giving it back to you. No, I'm giving it right back, Fatty. Substantiate it so she can see it, because she, like you said,
that's what I'm trying to do.
Go to the details of what happens how men and women interactions are,
and that's what I'm trying to do. I don't compare the woman with my mother because your motherfucker can touch her. Sorry, she's a traditional African woman. She would put the baby on the back. She would put the groceries on her head. She would go and clean everybody's house and then come here, cook and clean every day. There's no breaks. There's no nothing. You can't compete with her. I will never do that to you. But you know what my mother does? She pouts a lot. But you know what she does? She says, and then I turn around, I go to her home, and she's doing what my dad told her to do. It's just about recovery. I don't care about communication. Sorry, respectfully. If I am not protecting you and you come to me, I want to have a healthy conversation about protection and all that, and I have a healthy conversation with you, but by the end of the day, when the burglar comes to our house, I jump the window, I leave you there. I don't care. We're talking
about... How many times do burglars come to your house versus how many conversations you have in a day?
Ghosty, you are missing the point. It is not about communication. It's about execution. A lot of times, the people don't know how to communicate, but they know how to show you love. I have a lot of friends that can say sorry, but you know what they do? Next time I need something, they are there. That's the best way to say sorry. Hey, I couldn't help you last time. I couldn't do nothing for you, but this time I don't have to come around to say sorry. I just go ahead and do it. So when we're talking about relationship, Ghosty, a lot of times it sounds like we focus on the woman part. This communication shit is woman. It's not men. Men are not asking for good communicators because we know when women are on their feelings, there's nothing we can do.
It doesn't have to be just about communications. It's how you get through problems in your relationship. Can you guys work out issues in your relationship? It doesn't have to be necessarily through a conversation, but just however you two are doing it.
Give me an example.
You, off the top of my head, I don't know. You guys have a disagreement about something, and how you can either talk about it, maybe it's the actions, maybe it's how you make up. It's really so individual.
Ghosty. Most times, if a man comes to a woman and says, "I don't like how you do that," if she's gonna be receptive to it and try to go, baby, what can I do to make that better? Or she's gonna have resentment to it and lash out and go, "So what you trying to say? I'm not a good woman?" Like how often is it a good response versus a negative response if you try to correct the woman, especially when you want love? Like honestly,
first of all, it's about how it depends on how you approach her. But if you approach it in a respectable and mature manner, I think most women have a mature response.
No,
like have a
so no. And Fatty, hold on real quick. I'm gonna give you.
Most girls that I know like bend over backwards like to a fault for their boyfriend.
I'll give you an example what y'all just talked about. If me and Fatty, even if me and Fatty or Damien or Mr. He said met y'all fathers and your father was in your life, we'd want to do exactly what your father was doing that was making their daughters happy. We shake his hand, we get to know him, we go, we want to try to do exactly what the father was doing. Do you know what women do when they meet someone's mother that was an amazing mother? I ain't your mama. Stop comparing me to your mama. They don't want to do the things their mother was doing, and they'll insult the mama and don't even want to get connected to the mother. That's most modern women don't want to be compared to another woman because it makes them look bad instead of improving their qualities and being a better woman for that man the way he needs her to be. But she says he's the leader, but they're not. And Mr. He said no. Damien knows that happens as well too. But we want to acclimate and do what your daddy was doing to make you happy and feel supported. Most sisters run away from the mother.
Not from my experience, but
I know.
And this is why I think the communication thing is overrated. This is why I think the communication shit is overrated. When I was acting up, my dad only had to look at me. He didn't have to explain shit. He didn't have to say, let's have a happy and civil conversation about how you behaving. Well, you would look at me. At worst, you will give me clear instructions, and I would understand because I'm his son. I was 7 years old, 9 years old, 12. You think you are telling me that a woman that is 23 years old doesn't understand when a man gives her a look that she has to do something that she doesn't want to do? It's not about communication, in my opinion, and I will be extremely honest. When women say about communication, what I hear is, give me the opportunity to try to change your mind. Let's sit down real quick and give me the opportunity to change your mind. We're going to talk so much that you are going to give up just because you are a man and you don't want to be talking. So, okay, you got it. Because there's no way my woman says, I want X, and I will say, let's talk about it. Let's communicate about it. Either I say do or I say don't. I don't try to mingle and try to wrestle her out of not doing something because I know she wants to do it anyway. You get the response, and then this is how I know you fuck with me. Do you deal with me only on the wins, or you actually fuck with me on the losses? Do you deal with me in our calm when you get your way, or are you trying to communicate with me, which is wrestle me out of my position if you don't agree with me? Who are you when you don't get your way? The family can go. I'll get a glass of water and go to the next topic. Damn, y'all didn't want to talk. That's crazy.
You didn't do the super.
I thought I said,
children. If you're talking about women in general, we're children when we don't get our way. Seriously. Pout, cry, whine. It's a lot of those things can go on. It's a form of emotional manipulation, Some men will stand for it. Some men know it's happening, they'll coddle it or whatever. But I think they get desensitized to you crying. And that's something I heard my husband say.
Right. They have to articulate it. They don't articulate it again.
Yeah, you definitely
I'm in a house full of women, and again, they can cry, but every time you use it, I'm getting more immune to it. So again, you have to give them these consequences logically for their actions because they think that they can manipulate. And like Ghosty, she put her friends on a cloud. Like, did you hear what you said, Ghosty?
Yeah,
Most
I was gonna
women
ask her.
go bend over backwards for men. Like, that's what we're talking
I've
about.
seen
It's
that a
just
lot,
be
yeah.
realistic because men will be quick to say
World
there
is
are
big.
some men that are subpar out here, and we don't agree with them either. And it's
I see
just
lots of
that
guys bend
you
over
guys
backwards for girls too. Like
No,
I just
Mister, he said you read my mind. Miss Ghosty, this is what he's saying. You're saying that men need to communicate, and then you're saying that it's like you're not even showing empathy and saying, you know what, maybe there is some things that need to happen. You said, I don't see it. What do you think that women need to improve for other than the pick better?
I'm not saying it never happens. Of course it happens,
I'm just gonna ask you, other than picking better and loving the wrong person, what are things that women need to do better?
As a whole, or like certain women, or
as a whole.
That's a hard, like, I have a problem like overgeneralizing people like
Oh,
that.
overgeneralizing.
Yeah.
You see what you just did?
I
How am I asking you to overgeneralize? All I asked you was what women can improve on.
themselves.
But you said you don't see it.
Like there's
Yo, you
every
couldn't think of nothing?
every woman has different things to improve on.
See,
I can't
and
say
remember this. Hey, I
every
remember
single
this.
woman has to improve on this.
Hey, Kelly.
Every single
Kelly-
man has to
Kelly,
improve on this. I can't make
Patty,
those statements.
Pandering men do this, and women do this. They will say it depends. It depends on that man.
Because it does.
It's never. There's never nothing that's objective about what a good woman is, and there's
I
nothing
guess,
you can ever see
here,
that
if
where
I
a
had to-
woman
if I
can
had to
improve
pick
her.
one,
And you
people-
Ghosty.
Hey, Ghosty, do most men want the same things? Do most men love sports? Most men want sex. The most sex wants a good meal. The most men want a woman that is kind of semi-quiet and fun to be around. Do most
no,
men
I
want?
don't think that's most men.
So what do you? So
I
you
would
think
say most men like sex. I could make that statement. Yeah.
So most men don't like sports. Most men don't like big titties. Most men don't like big
I don't know
booties.
if
Most
I
men,
don't know
no.
if the majority of men like sports.
So,
No, I don't know.
hey, Ghosty, you know what's funny? Actually, Ghosty, let's actually take this out of the
It
park.
might be like
No, no, it's fine,
45%. That's not the
it's fine.
majority.
It's totally fine. Let's have the conversation. Ghosty, do most women like tall men with money?
It depends.
No, it's fine. Let's see. Let's see how far you are willing to go with this charade, Ghosty. Do most women like tall men that have money?
Most women are attracted to tall men who are taller than them, and men
No,
who
that was
are.
what I said. Don't change it. No,
Yeah.
Ghosty, don't change it. Either you say no or you don't change it. I give you kind of like some metrics. Do most women, most 51% of women in this planet are attracted? Oh, damn, I took a range by mistake. Are most women attracted to men that are tall and have money?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you see, you are capable of doing generalization, right?
Okay. Yeah, but
That
that's
you
like
see,
a very.
we are getting there. We are so if I can as a man say, I will put Mr. Ised, Ilkan Ali, Damien, we put 1 billion men on the same group, and 90% of us would kind of have the same metrics when it comes to actually what we want on women. Why are women different? Like, why are women, especially because women are very, oh, my friend like this, so I like his too, right?
Wait,
How
what?
are
I don't
women?
understand what you're saying.
Oh, you don't actually. Let me play this for you.
Influence.
No, let me play this for you so you actually see it. Where did I saw this? Oh, I remember where I saw this. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. Okay.
Okay.
No, it's fine. Don't worry, Ghosty. We have time.
I have to leave at 8, just so everybody knows.
What time is that right now?
7:22.
7:22.
Okay. So let's look at this, and then we probably go to the main event.
I literally hate when my girlfriends are like, oh, I have a guy friend that I think you'd be interested in. How did he become your guy friend? Oh, he had a crush on you. And then you curved him. And now you're trying to put him onto me. If he wasn't good enough for you, then he's not good enough for me. I don't want him.
This is most women. If other women don't want a man, they don't want him too. That man can be Clark Kent. If no woman on the planet wants that man, most women are saying, hey, bro, If nobody fucks with you, I don't know. But if you're Pete Davidson, if you have Ariana Grande on your resume and Kim Kardashian on your resume, now every woman are trying to see what you have going on because other women like you. Our Ghosty, most women are like this. They will go
I don't think most women are like that. I think you're talking in extremes.
Have you ever dated the man that nobody wanted?
So this is why I'm saying you're talking in extremes. Whereas she said her friend didn't like this guy. That's one girl. If there's a guy where literally every single girl, like, he's never had a girlfriend for some reason, there's probably just something about him that is unattractive. But if it's just like, oh, my friend didn't like this guy, that's one person versus an entire group of people. So I don't think most women aren't going to date a guy just because her friend doesn't like him.
You are missing the forest for the trees.
Well, no, you're trying to say most women are like this woman.
No, you are missing the forest for the trees. You are so
not from my experience.
Hey, Ghosty, this is why I think you're being disingenuous.
I think
right?
people.
No, let me explain why I think this is disingenuous. Ghosty, let me explain you why I think you are being disingenuous. You are picking this particular situation, and instead of using it as an example, you are making it, oh, it was just her friend. This is just an illustration of how women move. It's not just her friend. A lot of times, a woman can be attracted to a man. She goes to the WhatsApp group. She introduces that man to the WhatsApp group. They roast the fuck out of him and kind of like, oh man, look at him. Da, 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 da. And the feeling that you had toward that man go out of the window because the friend don't like him. That's something that women do on a regular.
There are lots of toxic women out there. I agree with that.
So you think there's a toxic woman?
I don't agree. It's the majority of women. I do think there's a lot of toxic women.
But you're not even talking about toxic.
I don't think it's
toxic.
I'm talking about most women.
These qualities are toxic.
You're conflating that. You're conflating preferences to a toxic woman now. That's not logical. He's telling you women's preferences and what a lot of women like what other women like. That doesn't make them toxic. You're calling it toxic. He didn't say they were toxic. You said they're saying toxic. All we're saying is that just like all we're saying that just like men, we may have similar preferences. Women have similar preferences and they operate under those preferences. You're going, I don't think women are like that. But
that's fine. I'm talking about you. He said most women are like the girl in that video where she said her friend didn't like a guy. So therefore, she's not going to like him.
And I don't think most women are like that. I didn't call her. One second.
I don't think the majority of women are like that.
Ghosty,
can I give an example, Fatty, real quick?
The world's a big place. You know that, right?
Ghosty, you assume that I was putting a negative trait on. This is called pre-selection. This is called pre-selection. Is this to do with science?
I don't even care if it's negative or not. I just don't think women are like that. Like, literally.
We have to talk with each other.
Women only date guys that all their friends like.
Remember when I said just because I'm explaining something doesn't mean I agree with it?
I understand. That's why I'm saying that's not what I'm doing. Telling you, I'm literally telling you that's not how it is. I'm explaining it.
But that's the point. So you don't agree with pre-selection?
Pre-selection?
Yeah, the concept of pre-selection. This is scientific, meaning any female on any species, she is going to try to get the male that is on the top of the line. You haven't won the dominant lion. Like you are only going to get the lion that the other lioness is like. You are only going to chase
guess what?
Men.
Guess what? The majority of married men aren't the top guys. They aren't fucking super rich. They aren't super tall. They aren't super special. Most average men, most married men are average guys.
Ghosty,
these are the people getting married, and that's the generalization. So you're
Ghosty. We have to talk with each other. And again, you are picking my example and going to an extreme. Let me give you an example that is better. You were in school, right? When you were in school, I guarantee you, there was a guy that was so popular with women that even women that didn't like him started liking him. Like, women are not separating each other and they are going to, I like Johnny, I like Tom, is literally the woman's first choice for the most part in a group is, I like that guy.
You're saying the majority of women in the same school all liked the same guy?
The majority of the women in the same school all have the crush. Most of them have the crush for the same guy. Absolutely.
There are guys that are more popular, but I wouldn't say the majority of girls in that school
and they
all
would
like the same guy.
If they had the chance, they will pick him. And what I'm telling is a lot of times it's not even because they like him. It's because they see all the girls like him. He's the basketball player. He's the jock. He's the playboy. He's a 6'5" guy. And for whatever reason, our women are going to gravitate to him because if Kelly likes him,
some women don't like jocks. Like that's what I'm
some.
But you can't say the majority.
Hey,
It's not
some
the
women
majority.
like
It is the majority.
It's not the majority.
Hold
That's
on.
your friend.
How
No,
did
let's
you,
not
That's
say-
crazy.
hey, Ghosty,
Everybody has different tastes.
How are you
It's
able
that
to say
simple.
that most average men are
you-
married?
You're
but then you
intentionally
can't-
being
How
disingenuous.
can you say that most
Like,
average men are
Thank you,
married?
Ali. Go ahead, Ali. She just
You can't
said
make that
it.
generalization.
He said most of the men that are married are average.
Average. How can she make that assessment? Okay,
Yeah.
Damien, if you're going to do that too,
Right.
how can she make that assessment and
That's
not make the
different.
others? How can she not make? If she can make that assessment, how can she not make the
If
that?
most, because you're
Because-
talking about
because what?
like very
Hold on,
small
let Damien help
percent
you.
of people.
Let Damien help you. Let Damien help you. If
I
can,
actually don't want Damien to help for a reason. Ghosty. Do most women and men marry their dream person?
Probably not. I don't. It really depends.
Okay, that's you see, totally fair. And now we're going to do the second step. If that dream person was in front of them, would they take them?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that
But
dream
not
person?
everybody has the same dream person. That's
you're
my
generalizing
point.
right now. You're
But you're generalizing.
and
That's
you're
the
picking one
point.
not to generalize.
No,
But
no,
you're
dream-
not
Ghosty.
wrong.
There's not a
Ghosty,
single
Ghosty.
dream person. That's my
No,
point.
Ghosty. But
So
that's
not
Ghosty, but
everybody
that's-
has the same dream
Ghosty,
person.
but that's the point. You are
Did you
capable
fail
of
the
doing
generalization?
generalizations, and then when you get to generalization that you don't like, you say not
Exactly,
all
that's it.
Dream
some.
person is not general, or dream person is non-specific. So
What?
when you guys are talking about specific
That's a
things,
crime.
you can't generalize that.
What?
You can't generalize something
Tell that to
specific
the
like
magazine.
all women
Tell
are
it to the
going.
man of the
The
year.
majority
Woman
of the majority
year
of girls
is
in
every
high school are not attracted to the same exact guy. That's just not true.
Yeah, it's called
So why do the
no,
sex?
No one is debating that.
That's
If,
crazy.
if this is your friend and your friend is like, "Oh, I got somebody you may like this guy," no, my friends, everybody I know, we are gonna think, "Hold on, it must be something wrong with him because why you don't want him? Why
I would
what's
never
wrong with
think
him that
that.
you don't want to date him? You
would
ain't got
never
to what
what?
you looks like."
And I know
for
lots of
girls-
girls who
Why
don't
the girl
think that
don't-
either.
It's not about you.
Ghosty, if you like the guy and then your friend or somebody that dated him and said, "Oh man, he's horrible in bed," you would still try to date that guy?
That's way different.
I'm asking you the question, ma'am.
No,
No,
but
that's not way different. It's
It
selective.
is
based
way
on another,
different
It's another
because
woman's
she's
perspective.
already telling you something about him specifically.
That's
You guys were talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
Girls won't date a guy just because your friend isn't attracted to him or doesn't like him.
Yes.
If
yes.
your friend comes to you and tells you he has all these bad qualities, that is completely different from just not liking
That's
that
a bad
guy.
attraction. If I'm not attracted to somebody, I go, man, she ain't pretty. And
Me
so
and my friends
friend,
aren't attracted to the same people. I bet
You kind of you know what's funny? You
The
kind
women
of
in here-
are. Cause you won't admit it in front of each other, but if you put, for example, a bunch of emos, a bunch of black people, a bunch of white southerners, a bunch, they will probably share, "Oh, do you like that woman? Damn, that's crazy." Most of these women have all the celebrity crushes are literally the same people. You can count it by the end. So let me guess. I am different. I don't like Amber Rose. I don't like Beyonce. I don't like whatever Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie and whatever the top sex symbol is. We gravitate towards the same thing. We just don't admit it. And if that person was in front of us, Ghosty, we would actually pick it up because once again, especially if women love status, and you are going to say not all. If woman loves status, the best thing to acquire status is get the man that everybody wants and no woman will get. That's the best way for you to get status. Is you show up to the Christmas party and you get that motherfucking guy that all your girls are trying to dream for because they want him so bad, but you got it. That's the best way to win status. But let me guess, most women don't like status, right, Ghosty?
I'm gonna say status is going to be different for everybody. So
You see,
what they
and this
see
is
as
what,
status.
and this is why we're not
Because
going
this
to
is
get
just
anywhere.
fucking true. It's just not helpful
everything
to
is
like
the-
talk about these
everything is
conversations.
But
we
over
know
and
that,
over.
though.
Ma'am, it is helpful.
Steve, like-
It is helpful. You know what this is though? This is time capsules that are showing that when we try to just talk about logic, we can't even talk about relationships because we can't even logic. We can't do a yes or no. We can't come to a
Well, you're
conclusion.
you're perpetuating
Ma'am, please
things
don't
that aren't even
interrupt, ma'am.
helping.
Please,
Ali.
ma'am, you're interrupting every single time. I'm not interrupting you. I'm letting you finish your arguments. You are demonstrating. You are demonstrating. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. And if I have, I'm interjecting because you keep interrupting. I have to try to get the mic back. This is showing that when men provide data, when they provide evidence, when we come to a conclusion, women don't want to commit to it because it's what Miss She said. You can manipulate. You don't want to concede to the truth or something we can all put our logic on so that you can manipulate. You can go, it depends, whatever they want to do. It's all in the middle. But if 4 of your friends want to attract to a guy and didn't want to be with him, you wouldn't want to be with him either if we want to be genuine. So I won't use one guy.
I literally might.
Right. You
That's
always
happened before.
You always use the exception to the rule. This is why
no, it's not because most people I know aren't attracted to the guys I like, and I'm not attracted to the guys they like, and that's just how it works. Like,
hey, Ghosty, let's try. Do you think most white men are see like Nicole Kidman or Angelina Jolie and they find them attractive?
Yeah.
Do you think
they're like fucking celebrities?
Okay. Do you think? That's fine. That's fine. Do you think if there's 2 men that like fat women and don't find them attractive, do you think that disproves the fact that most of them like Angelina Jolie and Nicole Kidman?
No.
This is a difference.
You guys are talking like.
This is my point. This is what you're doing to us.
But you guys are okay.
I know.
Okay,
you were done.
Hey,
you were done.
I got one more quick fatty. I'm not leaving without one more question. Hey, Ghosty, would your friends rather be with Leonardo DiCaprio or Adam Sandler?
Probably Leonardo DiCaprio.
Checkmate. Go ahead. You can move on now, fatty.
Damn.
And go ahead. You coach.
Damien.
Wait, hold on. But you're talking about being with. You're talking about.
Hold on.
Aizo, we have to go to the bed. I know that Damien.
Can you say about Damien?
People,
I know Damien in the tribe. 1 second, please.
I've been saying it the whole time.
I know Damien in the tribe want to intervene. Please keep it.
Let me see.
One second, let me finish. Goddammit. Keep it under 1 minute so you can read the super chats. Thank you. Go ahead, Jamie. You got this.
This is. I think you guys. I think you just. This happens a lot. This is overcomplicating something that's pretty simple.
It's ridiculous.
I'm like. I think the thing is this.
Overcomplicating it.
And I'll tell you how. Some people.
Who's overcomplicating it?
Like I said,
no, you're not gonna do that. David.
You guys, oh my God,
we are right.
You
put some names on it. Put some names on it.
All right, Fatty, Ali, you guys are overcomplicating, and I'm gonna tell you why.
The people who are being logical.
And let me tell you why. All right, because it's very possible to somebody not to be attracted to somebody. Me and my cousin. Hold on a second. I have fixed my cousin. Hold on, let me finish. I have fixed my cousin up with a bunch of women because I know his type and we don't have the same type. Hey, what you call it? He's into blonde hair chicks. I do not like blonde hair chicks. So if I'm working with somebody, but I can still appreciate and think somebody's fly and good looking and be like I said. And when I say it's attractive, I mean, the vast majority of people would find this person attractive. I just personally don't. So
the exception to the rule.
I was like, so hey, TJ,
you're right.
There's this chick. Right. Hold on, let me finish the statement. There's this chick. I was like, hey, TJ, there's a chick that I work with or I know that I'm cool with that I met that'd be perfect for you. I think you might want to holler at her. I've done that many times, and he's done the same thing for me because he knows what my type is. So it's not this simple like the person's not good enough for you. It just could be like in the whole scenario, it could be maybe the dude was maybe she white and the dude was a brother and she don't date brothers. It could be all kinds of reasons why she's not attracted to him.
Disagree with you. No, hey, one second. Hey, this actually, Damien, this shows that you are.
I was gonna give an example.
You are picking up fights with people. Damien,
I have a real life example.
Damien, who disagrees with you? Damien, let me ask you something, Damien. On your times, because you are an old man now.
It's a red herring.
Crazy. Right, Damien, when you were younger, did you ever got any pussy because you be with a woman, she spread the good word around to her friends and to her group that Damien was the man and all that, and all of a sudden you are getting trickle down pussy because that woman said, oh, look at Damien. Did you ever got that?
Absolutely.
So that's what we're talking about.
But and I've also gotten let's see if we're gonna put from women I've never did anything with. As a matter of fact, I had one of my best friends is a woman, and she's introduced me to people I've dated and we never dated.
Hey, do you know what he's doing?
And that
You know what he's
defeats
doing,
the point
Fatty? If
out.
we go, most men like big booty, big titty women. Hey man, there's men that like women with 11 toes. There's men who like women with
Yeah.
pimples on their face.
Fat
No,
There's
woman.
men
well,
who
you
like
guys are
bald head
giving
scallywags. Yeah, we agree with
Can I give
you.
a real life example of
Come
what
on,
has
man.
happened? Okay, I'm not even gonna call this girl a friend. I would say we were associates. This girl said to me, she's like, "Oh, Kelly, I met this guy. I really think you will like him." And she immediately followed up and said, "Because the only reason why I don't like him is because I like street dudes. This guy's a professional dude." She gave me a specific reason, and she never didn't know my type, but she had enough sense to know, okay, Kelly's a professional. She going like a guy that's not a bum, that has a job, moderately attractive. Again, this was an associate. This wasn't even my close friend. Never saw a dude I've ever dated in my life. But she had enough sense to know, okay, this guy is moderately attractive, has pretty much a good dude. She just didn't like him because she don't like street dudes. So that's what I'm saying. Most women will know that they will know, oh, this guy is a good guy. This guy is a catch. This guy is a catch. If the guy is a catch, why don't you want the catch? And if you don't want the catch, it will be a specific reason as to why you don't want the catch. And you would say that to the friend. Like, that's y'all overthinking stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think Time Magazine exists for a reason. They tell us who Man and Women of the Year is every year. People don't even know what they like. Commercials wouldn't exist if people knew what they liked. So sometimes birds of a feather kind of flock together. So again, like I initially pointed out, I wasn't trying to be mean or anything, but she immediately put her friends on a cloud. She immediately wasn't scared to generalize. Then they bend over backwards for men, most of the women that I know. So again, 51% is a generalization, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm gonna land my plane here.
And
birds
life
of
will
a
be
feather typically flock together. Yeah,
life would be extremely difficult. Like, I know y'all pussies are not the same, but y'all kind of are.
Forward and reverse.
Some is
You see what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, every woman comes on a different way, but your brain kind of is. Like, it would be extremely difficult if every time somebody explain you what a real man is, a man would say a different. A real man is somebody that swims fast. A real man is somebody that has all his toes. A real man is a man that is tall but doesn't run. Like, imagine that every time you ask what a real man, what a good man is, we will say you, it depends on the woman. Some women like to get beat the shit out of them. So if you went to, like, you know what I'm saying, that's exceptions.
The problem is you were asking questions like this is how it came off to me. It was like, does everybody get thirsty? Oh, okay, so everybody's favorite drink is orange juice. Like, you would ask me questions like, oh, all women, everybody would be attracted to their dream man. But that dream person is going to be different for everybody. So I'm just saying.
And what I told you is that either is Jason Momoa for the Samoans, Michael B. Jordan for Black people, The Rock for Hawaiians, Brad Pitt for white people.
That's just attraction.
Tom Brady for
You're just talking about
fans.
facial ratios.
No, what I'm saying is that if you put every man on the apex of their area, being on Rio de Janeiro, on Japan, on all that, on Korea, most women are going to gravitate to the K-pop person, to Justin Timberlake on the NSYNC, to the movie star, to the basketball player.
You're being a contrarian by making a straw man. He's talking about looks. But you're just talking about looks. That's what he's talking about.
Well,
You're deliberately
just talking about looks last
That's
time.
what it is. Just looks. You don't know who the person is. You just
you were talking about jocks, and you were talking about this and that, and blah blah blah.
And you know what's funny, Ghosty?
Blah, blah, whatever.
We know exactly what you're doing, and I will do that to you.
The reason I do this, I know I sound annoying, but the reason I do this is because I don't think these conversations are helpful or contributing anything of value to dating conversations.
Wait 1 second, please. 1 second. Hey, Ghosty, you know I know you are capable of doing generalizations. This happens with Neve too. Every time you start talking about the red pill, every time you start talking about these men that want this and this and this. All of y'all are capable of doing generalizations, say that this is wrong for people, is bad for relationships.
All day.
You don't know woman if woman don't like what Myron Gaines is saying. There's millions of them that actually like what he's saying. But you always have an idea of doing generalizations. And this is, once again, me being on the left is kind of crazy because y'all can do generalizations about Donald Trump, can do generalizations about the Republicans, can do generalizations about the MAGA people. But as soon as we say, hey, the people here do this, oh, is a little bit more deeper than that. We can be judging all people, but and this is the game you play. But the problem is, Ghosty, once we come on this conversation and we start do the same shit with you and say, not all people, not all people. And so you see Damien doing this shit when Damien says, if you have a plan, you are going to get the woman that you want. And then I turn around, Damien.
Hat. I'm sorry.
No, Damien, one
second.
second.
The hat.
No, it's fine. Let her get the hair. The head is there.
No, it was the hat.
I know, but Damien, imagine just for Ghosty to see.
Kamala voter.
Just for Ghosty to see is not personal, right? Imagine Damien saying, I think when men have a plan and men are intentional, women will flock to them. And I'll say, not all women.
Not all men.
Some women like chaos. Some women don't like the plan. Some women like the confuse. Like
I'm literally saying not most. I'm not even saying there
Why
are exceptions to the rule.
That's not what he's talking about. We know that.
I know there's exceptions to the rule.
So the comments would be fatty McFat, fat, fatty, 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 fat, fat. Oh, look how fat he is, right? Look at that fatty. You know, haha, big fun, stupid fatty. I bet he can't go up the stairs. And
And John Henry has $20 credits because we don't do bounties anymore. We are trying to go corporate, John. This is a big rich town. We can't be doing bounties on these days, John. We only do bounties on Saturday. Shout out to my boy T.O. for the $30 Ola for the hamburger fund. I appreciate you.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
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 The burger.
HQ twerking from the chat. Tyranny says she's 10 minutes away. So, thank you very much, Theo. I appreciate you. Salute to you. Thank you very much. We have my boy Don L. Ock. He's saying next time I'll make you 20 with the $10.
Before I continue with my message, thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
Very much, brother. I appreciate you. And we have my boy Ty Shadow with $10 for the hamburger fund. Friends, we are $10 away from the goal. So you know exactly where to send your coins. Team 38, $sign Team 38 or PayPal. I would appreciate it.
Who needs money for ice cream? Boo want ice cream, but Boo needs money for ice cream, so Boo want money.
We're $50 away. Okay, let me go here real quick. We have Chip Losout. I think he's one of y'all supporters. Salute to you. He says, keep pushing. See y'all at the top. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for supporting the stream. We have my boy Harrison Davis in the building saying salute. Thank you very much, Harrison. Appreciate you. We have the lovely meme with 5 untouchable members.
I believe that there's multiple so-called black leaders who believe that they are untouchable.
The untouchable empire, baby.
Thank you very much. Meme. I appreciate she's endorsing the untouchable empire. Thank you very much, Meme. I appreciate you. We have Mr. E said in the building. Thank you very much, Strive, for supporting the show. She says, E said, and she said, thanks for having us. I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Okay, Xarax is in the building. Xarax says we was gaslighting Ghosty. That's crazy, Xarax. We'll never do that. What's up, Fatty, Red, and Seds? Oh, there's a way, but there's actually a great way to refer to them. Ali and the rest of the panel. Thank you very much, Xarax, for teaching me something. Dottie girl, straight from the United Kingdom. It's midnight. Time to go to sleep, Dottie, with the super sticker. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. We have Bruiser. He was lingering and all. He saw Kim and he decided to pull up, and then Kim left and he left. Motherfucker. Bruiser, $2 says, let go. I'm a mod. Thank you very much. Oh, damn. Who is Sprinkle? Who is this person? Who is Sprinkle? Sprinkle, thank you very much for the 22. Oh, that's Shelly. Thank you very much for the 22 for the hamburger fun. I appreciate you. Thank you.
I would like to buy the burger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
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 The burger.
And now we are 72, 52, 72, 22. Can somebody make a round number and send $7 and whatever is the other thing? Because I don't know, Matt. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Sprinkle. Thank you. We are going to send money to Frank White. Happy birthday, sir. I appreciate you. Cashapp, cool ass Chuck. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for being here. We have Carl Anderson with the 5 untouchable memberships. Thank you very much. Black Indiana Jones, always in the back. I appreciate you. Thank you.
I believe that there's multiple so-called black leaders who believe that they are untouchable.
Got untouchable empire, baby.
Thank you very much. Of course, dedicated to my children's future is in the building and gifted 1 membership.
So, you think you're untouchable?
Friends, go ahead and follow the tribe. I would truly appreciate it. The links are on the description and are going to be pumped in the chat. Please go ahead and follow them. I would appreciate it. Please go ahead and follow a great friend of the show, Red Lipstick Vibes, tagged in the description and in the chat who appreciate it. Fatty Ghosty is going to be here tomorrow. So please go ahead and follow Ghosty. Please go ahead and follow Ghosty. Tagged in the chat. The lovely Kelly is in the building, and Kelly is going to go first for the main event. Please go ahead and follow her. Everybody on the Kelly side, hello. Nice to meet y'all. I appreciate y'all. We have Damien, impatient, but he's here. He's doing the to be or not to be pose. I see you, Damien, with the Malcolm X pose. I see what you're doing. Thank you very much, Damien, for being here. I appreciate you. And finally, touchable founding father, Ilkan Ali. Please go ahead and subscribe to them. CBZ in the building, and he says, I hate to admit it, but Dame is right. Damn, Damien was right all along. Thank you very much, CBZ. I hope you're doing good. John Henry is in the building saying a woman's interest in a high-value man is so different from an on-the-block hustler, depending on her mood. Let's not make this too difficult. Thank you very much. We have Theo in the building saying, Chef Ilkan, back in action. Thank you very much. Theo in the building saying, a marriage is a contracted relationship. Thank you very much, Theo. He's the sponsor of the show for now, I think. John Henry, $10 saying, masculinity is not under attack. Rather, the hijack red pill ideology is being seen for the corrupted mantra it holds. Original red pill did not condone misogyny, extremism, PUA, and incel life. Thank you very much, John. We have HQ in the building. She says, oh, shirts made me alert. Damn, wanted to join the panel, but I need soldiers, not zombies. HQ, stop twerking from the motherfucking chat. HQ is throwing a bunch of shots from the chat. You better pull yourself up real quick, HQ. John Henry, I wouldn't say boredom is the absence of risk. Rather, is the lack of fruitful activity at the moment. But that's my perspective. Hey, maybe you're right, John. Maybe you are right. Theo with a $20 ball. Theo says it's different perspectives. A man with a boring wife, most men would see it as a positive thing. A bored wife sees it as one of the most negative things in her mind after a while, and it supposedly derives her crazy. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. We need more. Tierney join the chat. NHQ, she said she's glowing, like she's gluing her wig or something like she said. So she's probably going to take a little bit more. HQ says Kevin Gates kicked the woman in the head at this concert. That man had fucked up plan like most. Cinco mamitas in el panel. What? Damn, that's crazy. HQ trying to pick up a fight. I'm him. $2 says fire show fatty. I salute the panel and the chat. And thank you very much to my panelists. Y'all make these be extremely fun. HQ back again saying fighting words, hyena activated. We have HQ back again saying getting my wig glued on and it ain't right yet. Damn.
Is she coming? Is HQ coming?
She said the wig is drying up. I don't know what that means. Just get a fucking baseball cap. You good. John Henry, $10. Kelly speaks from a stream of propagandized consciousness because she leaves out the radical conservative woman who will follow their husband lead over the cliff just to own the lead. Smiling emoji. Thank you very much, John. We have Zyrax, the lovely Zyrax. She gifted 1 membership for the Untouchable
The
Empire.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
Thank you very much, Zyrax. Friends, we need 3 memberships, okay? 3 memberships, 3 memberships. Please become a member. We need 3 memberships today. We have Big East Composition, super sticker. Thank you very much, Mr. Big East. I appreciate you. Salute to you. We have Uncle Rick in the building saying, only fangirls, bad moms, 304s, all beautiful and powerful, a good man, subjective. You can make it. You can make this up. It's so over with. Thank you very much, Ricky. We have more. Five to go. HQ says, who would have thought? Me and Miss Ghosty, I need red pill. I.e., Goofy, who believes woman can be submissive with a drop of $1. Mullah. Sorry, Ghosty. I got to become Miss Pearly Fish 2.0. Damn, crazy. HQ, shooting from the mid-card. HQ says, y'all stop gaslighting the only Caucasian in the room. Y'all's carrying her, and she's cool and the perfect hyena. She said, you motherfucking nigga. Stop scaring white people. That's what she said. I think we're doing very well today. John Airy says, what if a woman tells her friends a guy is bad in bed because he rejected her? Does meaning she just being vindictive? Woman do that, be it majority or minority. Thank you very much, Jog. We have Kelvin Cook in the building saying, I dated Becky, Ling Ling, and Abigail, all similar. Damn, crazy. Thank you very much. We have HQ saying, get them ghosty. Don't let them beat you up. Fight. That's what she said. That's HQ. That's crazy.
You gotta get him back. You better go down there and get him back.
That's crazy. HQ is just John Aaron saying bounty boot ghosty if she doesn't find the conversation helpful. She's wasting space. No bounties today. John Airy, you have $20 on your credit for tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. The Saturday show. HU says, oh shit, we got a maggot on the panel. Wait, what? HQ, you better not pull up, HQ. You're doing too much. MCAV Teats, $10 says, hello to the panel and the chat. Thank you very much for being here, MC. Aww. And finally, dedicated to my children future, saying $7. But unfortunately, I asked for $7 on the Cashapp or on the PayPal, so we can have the fun. But thank you anyway. Okay, we need 3 members. We need $20-something. I don't know. I'm confused. I lost my count. I want to say bye to Ghosty because Ghosty has another place to go. So thank you very much, Ghosty. I see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for being here. Any final words?
No, just thanks for having me. Tomorrow I will be able to stay longer. So
thank you very much. I appreciate you, Ghosty, and good luck on whatever you have to do after. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you very much. Remind you, Ghosty is going to be here tomorrow. First edition of the Breaking Ground, when white people and black people get together to talk about racial issues that divide all of us, okay? Reparations, cultural appropriation, a bunch of topics. First edition is going to be Mr. Fantastic, be the captain versus Team Flow State, okay? Team Mr. Fantastic versus Team Flow State, okay? So I appreciate y'all. If you want, once again, tomorrow at 5 p.m. and on Saturday, HQ show, drop the mic. Woman should accept man cheating. It's going to be an interesting one, okay? Friends on Kelly's side, okay? I think on Kelly and on who? Red Lipstick, okay? I'm going to end their streams now, okay? We are going to go to the main event. So please, I'm going to drop the link of the original show in the chat. So if you guys want to join, please go ahead and join. We're going to the main event. We're going to go to the main event. We're going to go into the main event. So while I take the links, let me give you 1 minute so y'all can come over here. I appreciate y'all. Once again, thank you very much. The show is going to continue. We're going to the main event. So I see you in this side in 1 minute.